So if voltage pushes, current flows, resistance limits that flow, none of that tells us how much work electricity is capable of doing. That's where watts come in. This unit is named after James Watt, a Scottish inventor born in 1736. Watt didn't invent the steam engine, but he dramatically improved its efficiency. His designs used far less fuel while producing more useful work. To help customers compare steam engines to something they already understood, he introduced the idea of horsepower. After his death, scientists honored his contributions by naming the unit of power after him. Just like volta gave us volts, ampere gave us amps, and ohm gave us ohms, James Watt gave us watt. So what exactly is a watt? Represented by W. A watt is simply a measurement of power, represented by P. More specifically, it's a measurement of how quickly work is being done. Electricity doesn't create work by itself. It simply moves energy from one place to the other. A motor converts electrical energy into motion, a heater converts it into heat, an LED converts it into light. The watt gives us a common way to compare all those different devices. Let's take a moment and learn the equation. We already know two important measurements, voltage and current. As you know by now, voltage pushes, current flows. At this point, you may be thinking, hey, wait a minute, you told me current was amps. And it absolutely is. Anytime you see the letter I in an electrical equation, that means current. This is the reason why the I exists. It's French. It translates to current intensity. So the I actually does make sense. Then combining the two tells us how much work that electricity can perform. So if we have 12 volts and 5 amps, we have 60 watts. Very easy equation. But here's the absolute best use of watts for automotive, or at least for this channel. Let's rearrange the equation so we can use it for something. Now when you're building a wiring harness from scratch, and you're only given the watts of a device, you can figure out the current draw. Let's make up a quick example. 120 watt LED light bar. So instead we estimate the current. 120 divided by 12 equals 10 amps. Now we know we're designing for roughly 10 amps, way before we even test it. And this can allow us to say, nope, this isn't going to work for us. We're going to need to find a different device. Or, yep, that falls exactly where we need it to be. We can start making safe decisions, wire gauge, fuse size, relay selection, connector ratings, long before the first wire is ever connected. Then once the system is built, we can always measure the actual current and make adjustments if necessary. So watts don't replace real measurements, they simply get us safely into the right ballpark. Now something interesting happens when the engine is running. 120 watts divided by 14.3 volts instead of 12 equals 8.4 amps. The accessory still requires about the same amount of power, but because the charging system is supplying a higher voltage, it needs less current to do the same work. This is one of the reasons why we often perform electrical design calculations using charging system voltage as well. In fact, the most complete design is to check at 10 volts, 12.5 volts, and 14.3 volts. This gives you a really good idea of the range of the amperage that's going to be seen. Hopefully this gives you a better understanding of what watts are and why they're so important in automotive electrical design.